Good evening, everyone. This is Miss Shirley O.G. Gardner here tonight for our 7 o'clock chat. Alrighty, so if you're out there, come on in. I'm waiting on you guys. I want to check out, see how everyone's day has been. The weather's been nice here in Cleveland, Ohio, 6A. Sun is out, got up to 80 degrees today. It'll drop to about 55, 57 tonight. Been having cool nights and mild days. Um, I'm gonna wait for a few more of you guys to come in before I start asking questions. But I'm glad you guys will be coming in shortly. I'm here every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat station. So I'm waiting to see who all coming in this evening. GT Junior, hello dear, how are you? Mike Chaotic Gardening. Hello, dear. How are you? All right. We got all the men showing up. I like that. GT, how's your garden coming? Do you have a fall garden this year? Mike, what you got going for the fall garden? Anything fancy? Okay. Did y'all hit that like button on the way in? I need y'all to hit the like button. I need y'all to show me that you like me just a little bit. Yeah. GT, what's the temperature in Alaska right now? EJ Milton, hello. How are you? You say, but Mike, you say I'm still waiting on my summer garden to finish. I understand that. There's a few things I'm gonna actually snatch out because I'm tired of looking at, especially those cherry tomatoes. They just done took over the yard, so I done had enough of them. They can go, free up the space for something else. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Cheryl Faulkner, what's up, sweetheart? Hey, Lioncrest. Hey. Glad to see y'all can make it. Farmer Q, what you growing in your garden this fall? I know you always have goodies. Oh, okay. Happy life, good evening. All right, y'all on a different page here. My Renaissance Grandma, happy life. I got two chats going here in different rooms. I don't know how I did that, and I don't know how to combine the two together. I need somebody with some IT know-how. Let me know what's what, cause I'm getting two different chats, and I don't want to miss out on anybody. Okay, on coming in the chat this evening. What line crush? You say you got carrots, collards, rutabagas, snow peas, watermelon, cabbage, lettuce, cauliflower, broccoli, kale, tomatoes, pepper. Oh, that's a real garden for real. That's all the good stuff. African dreaming. Hey, I was just listening to the replay on Black's Tropical Homestead, and you trying to come from across the world to possibly to the event next year. That would be nice. I'm trying to see if I can get that together so I can go. Sweet potatoes. Oh, and sweet potatoes. I'm getting ready to pull my sweet potatoes up at the end of this month. I got some purple sweet potato slits from TLC in the garden, and the foliage is starting to die out. So die back rather, and we're gonna see. You said 55 degrees here at 3 in the afternoon. Wow. Yeah, we getting cool, but not quite that cool yet. Okay. Miss Queen T is in the building. All right, you here watching? It's 89 degrees here right now. Too hot. Mike, where are you? Where are you located? For the ones I have in the chat that's here now, Can you give me your zone and what your temperature has been like? Because everybody's got a different zone and everybody's got different temperatures. So I'm just trying to keep up with these. Yeah. Alrighty. It's 89 degrees here right now. All right. I see that, Mike, but I don't know where you live. 89 degrees where? Cheryl, you in Georgia? 7B, 90. Okay. Zone 4A, Alaska. Is that Decatur, Alabama? 90s. Ooh. Mm-mm. Not here. All right. How many people are going to try to make um, the gardening expo next year? I heard what she said between March 31st and April 1st in Savannah, Georgia. I want to try to make it, but grandma's on a pension and I need a roommate. So we gonna see. Lala, what's up? Nice to see your face in the place. Oh, Mike, you in Minnesota. Oh yeah, that's what we was talking about. What Minnesota was good for. And y'all was talking about you said apples. And I thought that was different. And someone said the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, okay. Oh, sure, you gonna make it? Okay. Yeah, so I would like to make it. I gotta see. I gotta shake some cushions under the pillows and see if there's any loose change that fell out there. You know, that's something that I grew up as a kid. You know, like you had company all the time, and old folks used to carry change in their pockets. You know, like men like to put their hands in their pockets and jiggle the change. You know, and every time the kids come around, they drop you a quarter or two. You know, back then, quarter went a lot further than where it go now. So you used to check the cushions and find, you know, a couple of dollars in change, you know, that it and fell out their pockets. That doesn't happen anymore. You know, if you shake a cushion now, it's going to either be a debit, Visa, MasterCard. And for some of you big timers, it might be a American Express. Oh, Tanzania, Zone East. It's 60 degrees there now. When does your summer start? Or is this your fall? What time of the year is this for you, African Dreamer? Okay. I know that's gonna be a long flight. Mm-mm. I think anything over 4 hours, and I'm ready to get off a plane. Say it's raining in Florida. It rained here about 2 3 days ago, and I mean it didn't rain. It rained. My rain barrels was half empty. They were full and overflowing. I was putting other little buckets around and trying to catch all that rainwater because I don't know when it's going to rain again. And my plants like it, and I throw some 511 in it, and then I throw some of that rainwater in my barrel with my what's that juice? That funky stuff. Yeah, I took the lid off of that. Woo! It made me blink. I thought my eyebrows was burnt off. It was just like, oh, my sofa has dust bunnies and but no money. I think that's how everybody's is nowadays. Like I said, you know, if you grab and check out some cushions, you either find somebody's driver's license, a debit or credit card. You ain't finding no loose change, no dollar bills, no nothing. You used to find it all on the streets. You don't even see loose change. People holding on to their money, and I mean every dime. It's like early spring here, summer in about another 2 months. Oh, so as we get fall and winter, you guys are, ooh, boy, all right, that's different. 26 to 30-hour flight in most cases. Oh, heck no. Boo, I wouldn't know if I was coming and going. It would be a whole new meaning to the word jet lag. And y'all just might have an ambulance waiting at the airport for me to just to take me out of there. 26 to 30-hour flight. Oh no. Yeah. Now I understand why you just texting on the garden thing. Oh my goodness. That's off the chain. Mm-mm. The seasons are the exact opposite, different hemisphere. You got that right. If it's 26 or 30 hours to get to you, for sure, for sure. Mm-mm. No, don't think I can do it. The only way I could do flights like that is that hmm, if it was for my mama. So yeah, and she's no longer with me here now, so I guess I wouldn't be making that flight, not even for a vacation. That's a long time on a plane. That plane would have to look like who is that? Gigi and Eco's RV for me to fly that. It'd have to be straight up comfortable. It would have to have refrigerator, stove, shower, the whole 9 yards for me to fly that long. Mm-mm. Yeah. Thank you, African Dreamer. It was 11 years, July 22nd of this year that my mom's been gone. I got her sitting right over there on the shelf right next to an arrangement of hydrangeas. She loves those flowers. She's with me all the time. So, okay. All right. Happy life. You found me. All right. You switched out. Thank you very much. Yeah. The topic I had in mind today is, do anybody have a farm or place in their town or city where they can go pick fruits or vegetables? Like now, this is a time of year where apples have ripened up. What did I do with that apple? Oh, I didn't even bring it over here. I'm actually picking the apples on my Honeycrisp. They're ready, and I've been passing it out to friends and family, and they've been really enjoying the apples, including myself. So I know some people have orchards where they give you a basket and they weigh it. The cost would be by the weight of the basket of apples, you know. So this is the time to hit either the orchards or hit farmers market. Not only apples but corn and beans and other stuff. So we have a pick your own blueberry farm about 25 miles from here. Okay, we have that here. Blueberries, strawberries, and now they also have a farm where you can go pick your own greens, and that's what I'm ready for. I want to, since the groundhogs and the deer didn't think I deserved any this year, um, I want to go pick some greens and freeze them for the winter time because I love me some fresh greens. Oh my goodness, that is so good. I'm going out there beginning of October. Okay, Linecrest. You got apple orchards here, but don't start until October. All right. We have a lot of Amish countries here, and every October, my girlfriend used to have a trip to go to Amish country, and we would hit the orchards. And I'm literally bringing apples back. You know, this big like Fuji and Honeycrisp and all different kinds of apples. And then they would have raw apple cider that you can buy, and then they would have it hot if it was cold outside, where you can get a cup of hot, fresh apple cider to drink while you're shopping. Would you say, Cheryl? I hit the farmers markets, but there are people that grow and will let you pick from them. Let you. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I have a farmers market I go to. They're open on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And there's a particular booth I like going to, and they let you pick your own. And they always have a real nice selection of stuff. Pick your own or a super smart business model. People pay you for labor. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. It is awesome. Yeah. That apple orchard's honey is the best. Yeah. My honey crisp apples are the bomb. Oh yeah, happy life. Yeah, you ought to try one. Just make a day for it. You can grab a friend. You don't have to be a relative. You got a girlfriend that you hang out with. Let's do something different. Let's go pick some apples. Hey, Florence, Lindsay, good evening. Glad you made it. Maria Graham, my girl, what's up? Hello. Glad you can make it. Yeah, a few bushels of those Texas pecan. I was hoping I could get some pecans from Led. Led was picking them up on his route last year. And when my aunts and them were down south, when we were little, they used to send us um, every fall a box of pecans, sugar cane, and tangerines. And I really love the sugar cane because you bite off and suck on that for hours. Get that sugar rush. Yeah, buddy. Whew. All right, I'm going to look and see if there's one in my area. Yeah, check. You know what? Sometimes you can call your extension program. Sometimes on their community board, you'll have certain people that will let them know that they have that available, and you can give them a call and check it out and see what the times are and what days they're open to how late. My Georgia relatives will send huge boxes full of pecans. Oh man, I could eat them all day long. Walnuts is my favorite, but pecans aren't bad because my grandmother used to make homemade pecan pie. Oh my goodness. It would make you want to stab somebody if they tried to put their fork in your plate. That pecans was so good. She made it from scratch. And I would help her. Back in the days, you didn't have nutcrackers. You had a hammer or your shoe, the heel of your shoe. You would crack nuts and try to take them all out in one piece. Made a contest of that. Yeah. So that was nice. Those days is gone. Pecans is ridiculous now. Well, all kinds of nuts is ridiculous now. Oh, okay, Mike. Pecans your favorite? Thank you, Maria. Y'all hit that like button, everyone. Show me that you like me just a little bit. I appreciate it. Let's see what else I had on my list. Oh, um, for single people and married couples, I was just wondering, do you guys have uh, a DPA, a directive for mm, old age? Just had a brain fart. Where if a loved one or yourself become incapacitated, what are your wishes? Okay. Everybody's not waiting to die at old age, even though we don't like to think about death. But I've been losing so many dear friends that aren't old, and families fighting over life insurances and other craziness. Have you checked it out? Because I know I've been watching Gina versus Gina talking about how to get out of debt and money matters and stuff. So I was wondering, no one's touched about medical. How many people actually respect their spouse's wishes? Yeah. Oh yeah, and pliers for cracking nuts. Yeah, that too. Thank you, Florence. Love you too, sweetie. Yeah, direct power attorney. Thank you very much, African Dreamer. I'm glad somebody paying attention. Okay, your kids know. All right. Knowing is one thing. Having it in writing is entirely different. Okay, Mike? Yeah, that's what you have to do because uh, I had a relative that passed and they got sick and folks was fighting on what they should do with them, whether they should pull the plug or let them stay on the machine or what have you, because no one knew if this person had that direct power of attorney. And by the time they found it, they had made a mistake, but that was too late. So this is something that you need to get together. And every time I have a doctor's appointment, I always check to see if they have that in my chart and whether it's up to date because you don't know what could possibly happen. I had a girlfriend who had a brain aneurysm and no one knew what to do. So, and she passed away. But, these things are serious. This is real. This is not something you could think about like, I don't know. That's not the time not to know. Yeah. Yeah. Mike, you would think that, but some of them will argue no. So yeah, that's something you need to talk to your insurance man or someone who can help you out in regards to that, because that's no joke. What you say, Happy Life, you updated yours last month? Yeah, sometimes you have to change your primary. I had my mom on mine, and then when she passed, I changed it to my sister. You know, yeah. Don't sit and wait. When you say do you want to do that soon, you need to do that ASAP. Get it. If you have to get a notary to notarize it or whatever, that's something not to sit on, because tomorrow's not promised, not even the next 10 seconds. So that's something that you really need to get into, because I've seen too many hurt feelings and families that got divided by something as simple as, should we keep her or let her go, or keep him or let him go? So that's something to think about. Yeah, you need an attorney, and Nora, I'm quite sure everybody has had an attorney in their life at one time or another that they know. And if they don't do it, one of their partners or someone they're affiliated with can do it for you. So don't dilly and dally, get it done. Yeah, it's very important. That is truly what you call a life or death situation. It really is. My neighbor up the street, he was battling throat cancer, did fine through a blood clot, and he finally made the decision to turn it off. But that might not have been his wishes, but that's the way it turned out. So that's something to really think about, especially if you got children. If your kids got to be divided up, or what relative you want them to watch after them if something ever happens to you or your spouse. So that is something serious that y'all really need to check out, because I've had too much death around me and seen too much craziness. Twice it was the most difficult. Yeah, that is. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Some things you just don't get over right away. Some things take years and years to go. You know, so that was just something that kind of ran across my mind. Like I said, I've lost so many friends and family this year alone that it just blows my mind in regards to all the stuff that happens behind the scenes that you don't know about, but you hear about it later. Um, yeah, we all have to do it. Yes, that's right, Marie. We all have to do it. No one is exempt. As soon as we're born, we're already dying, because we are imperfect humans. My question today: has everybody had their evening meal yet? If so, did you eat from out of your garden, or did you do Uber, or did you do a drive-through? What was on the menu tonight? Because it's Thursday. The week is almost gone. People are tired, long days, you know, and what little time you have, a lot of times you try to spend it in your garden, keeping up with weeds and watering. So you don't always have time to cook or feel like cooking. Some of you have spouses that will prep dinner if you're working out in the yard. Some of you are single parents. Some of you are just plain single. You know, did you eat out of your garden today, or did you do a drive-by, a drive-through? I had picked up some okra from the farmer's market since the deer decided they wanted to taste mine. So deep fried okra and chicken and mashed potatoes, garlic mashed potatoes with fresh garlic from the garden. So yeah, it was good. I hope I don't burp in y'all's face, but yeah, it was all right. Let's see. Yes, we did a drive-through. Okay, watermelon and turkey sandwich. Say what? Watermelon and turkey sandwich. Okay, I hope this watermelon separate and then a turkey sandwich on the side, because you got it watermelon and turkey sandwich. I never heard that combination before. So I need a little more clarification on that, Cheryl. Would you say, Mike, I'm tired. I got a protein shake in the freezer getting chilled. Okay. All right. Is that going to be enough? Turnip greens and cornbread. Bought them from the store. Okay. If it tastes good. It's 2:23 in the morning over there and dinner bingo. Snack and everything else at 2:23 in the morning. You should be on E. Ready to eat something else. Yeah. It was good. Cause you know what I did? I seasoned my chicken last night. Um, I gave my chicken a good washing, and then I took a plastic bag, and then I mixed it first in a bowl. I put it all in a bowl. I dried the chicken, and I put onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper. Uh, what else did I add in there? Mm, a few other seasonings, and then I marinated it last night, and then I took it out today, and all the and some pink Himalayan sea salt, and let that sit overnight, so like all the flavors, you know, worked in. Oh yeah, it was good. It was the kind where they say get to licking your fingers. You have to watch you don't bite your nail. It was good. Ooh, Renaissance grandma. You said I made a stir fry with my garden vegetables and jackfruit over noodles. Oh snap. All right, jackfruit. Oh man. I haven't tasted any jackfruit. I want to taste that. Uh, let's see. The closest I gotten to a foreign fruit is kiwi. um, beans and sauteed veggie burrito. Oh, that sound good. You know how some days you don't want meat, that you could eat veggies all day and you'll be just as happy and satisfied, and your stomach will just be as happy. Yeah, yeah. The season was on point. Yep. I got water the garden when it's closer to sunset, so I'm sure I'll grab a few snacks when I'm out there. Yeah, but you know what? My snacks would be from the garden. I have celery. I'll reach over there and break off a couple of stalks of celery, eat that, pick a few tomatoes, eat that, grab a pepper, chunk on that. By the time I leave my yard and come back into the house, I'm not hungry anymore. Or either the hunger is not as bad as what it was before because I put something healthy in my body. I don't have to worry about washing stuff off. Um, I always had the ground covered, so when it rains, I don't have that splashback of dirt and soil and stuff that's getting put airborne, what they call it, microbes and stuff on your veggies, and worrying about insects, mold, and all that stuff. Like like you used to do a kid, grab an apple and bite it to eat and keep it moving. That's why I don't use any herbicides, insecticides, or any of that stuff. So you can eat out of my garden. Like when I'm walking through the garden with my neighbors and I'm handing them stuff, they study popping it in their mouths because they know I don't use all that stuff. They never seen it and never will, you know. So I ate goat on Friday, so I cut it up and seasoned it earlier and just added some fresh garlic, garden garlic, onions, and bell pepper. That sounds delicious. Let me tell you a story about the African dreaming. I was at a friend's house one year, and they kept watching me. I'm trying to figure out why are y'all watching me. So we're sitting down having dinner and eating, and I was like, "Wow, this is really good." And so I said, "Can I have a second serving?" And they said, "Do you know what you're eating?" I was like, "No, but it's delicious." And they said, "It's goat." And I'm like, "Okay, can I have some more?" And it was like, "Sure." And I was like, "All right, I'm good." If you know how to cook and season stuff, it really don't make a difference. Like I said, I would never eat uh, a rabbit or squirrel, but if you know what you're doing, you know how to skin it and cook it and season it. Hey, different strokes for different folks. I'm not gonna throw it back up, but I'm good. Um, oh, I had rattlesnake. I was in Detroit. I went to the African American Museum, and down the street, I think was a Greek festival. And was that rattlesnake? No, that was alligator. That's what it was. I had alligator. and it wasn't bad. They knew what to do with it. Yeah, I think I had rattlesnake. It was snake. Yeah, it was a rattler. My son was living in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, and then we went somewhere and they had snake on the menu, and I tried it. Never say you don't like something. Like my mom used to always say, if you never tried it, which is true. Because, like I said, if they know how to season it and cook it, you pretty much eat anything. Anything that I put it like this, not see them prepare. When it comes to that, I'll be all right. But some things I'm not gonna say I'll never eat it, because if you get into that desperate situation, you don't know what you might eat. Because I've seen people eating cockroaches and lizards and scorpion. I haven't gotten that desperate yet, but not to say if push come to shove, I won't eat it. So yeah, alligator. I've had octopus. I forgot about octopus when I was eating seafood along with the clams and all the other stuff. Yeah, I've had octopus, and that's got to be cooked just right. Because if it's not just right, it'll be so chewy. It's being like chewing on a piece of rubber. Yeah, I've had octopus. It was pretty good. They fixed it right. Exactly. If it's cooked right, yeah, you eat it. Well, sure said my husband was a chef for 50 years. He retired now, but he still cooked for me. I ain't mad at you on that one. My brother's a chef, and he's cooking now. Matter of fact, he probably at the nursing home. He used to cook at a five-star restaurant. He said he got tired of them bougie folks. So he with the old folks who can't complain because they can't have this, that, and the other. But he hooks them up so their meals aren't so bland. But my brother can come over here and go through my refrigerator and cupboards and pull out some stuff. He's like, "Oh, sis, you got this?" And then he takes his basket and he hit my herbs, like my red, what's that, rosemary and basil and oregano and all my natural herbs I got in the garden. He'll come back in here having my kitchen smelling real good. My brother could throw some stuff together. I love when he stops by and say hi. He's like, "Sis, have you had dinner today?" Even if I got it fixed in the kitchen, I say no. Because I know whatever he fixed gonna taste better than what I got in there. I ain't a bad cook now. I ain't I ain't no slouch, but my brother can put a little spin on stuff. So I've gotten into buying a whole lot of herbs and seasonings that I've never used before in my life. Between watching Homestead Heart, uh, TT, Urban Pantry, and a few other you ladies who like to burn in the kitchen, you know, uh, y'all be pulling out some stuff I ain't never heard. And I was like, well, I'll try anything once, maybe I like it. And who was the other day? Was it Gina versus Gina? She was or was that TT? Oh shoot, I forgot. Anyway, one of y'all had gotten some spices, and y'all had opened up some spices, and I think y'all got it from my Renaissance grandma, if I got the names right. Mm. But anyway, y'all coming out with all these spices, and y'all got me trying all kinds of stuff. We say, well, African Dreamer said, we live in Africa, but we country folks from East Texas. Barbecue and all, huh? Mar, what's up, babe? Glad your face is in the place. Yeah. Oh, okay. What you say shows Gina? I know it's one of them. Sometimes you see so many videos in the day, they kind of run together. And who else? Just Dorsha. She be throwing some stuff off in there too. And I start seeing these other spices like stuff I ain't never heard before. One called Slap Your Mama. I'm like, really? Okay, all right. They're coming up with some names for some stuff, and I'm just like, I just shake my head. I was like, okay, I stick to the old school. We'll tell him to come by my way and cook. I love to cook too, but anyone in the mood can come to my kitchen anytime. I hear you. Okay. Oh, Marie, you say your husband's a great cook. I ain't mad at him. Okay. Yeah, Dorsha's a great cook too. Now, years ago, I used to have a big house. I'm in a smaller house now. And the house that I used to own, everybody used to hang at because it was so big. And I used to have barbecues, and it was big enough. I had bridal showers and baby showers, and I love card parties. I love Bidwest. All you Bidwest players out there, if I come to the event next year, get your brains and your hands together. I'm ready to whoop on somebody. Oh, as I was saying, yeah, I used to cook for a couple of days in advance. That's how many people would come through my house, and we had some good times in that house. Slap Your Mama is a good season, but when I first saw the name, I was like, huh? Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, Slap Your Mama? Why would you want to name a season after that? I don't think there's a seasoning out there can can taste better than my mama's cooking. And when I used to go to my mom's house, I used to go in the house, in the bathroom, wash my hands, hit the kitchen, because my mom cooked all the time. All the time. I used to cook every day. And just within the last year or two since the pandemic, I stopped cooking. Yeah. I like to eat, and I don't eat junk. I lost close to 50 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off. And the only way I could keep it off was leave that junk alone. So I get in my kitchen and I would cook. My neighbors on the first floor would knock on my door. When I open up the back door, they standing there with a bowl. The guy upstairs on the third floor, he come down saying, "Can I have some more?" Because I would cook so much, I can't eat it all. So I get them to help me eat it. Like the little boy on the first floor, he was 2 years old, and I made some smothered cabbage. I'm talking about bell peppers, green onions, white onions, garlic, the whole 9 yards. And I sauteed it, and I took a bowl down to him. She said he didn't offer her any. He ate the whole thing. And every time he could smell me sauteing some cabbage, he knew he had a bowl of cabbage coming. Cracked fresh pepper, the whole 9 yards. I'd never seen a child love and eat cabbage at 2 years old. He's 5 now, and he still loves cabbage. Yes, bid whist. I call it lie whist. You know why? Because when you bid, you try to see who can tell the biggest lie and get away with it. Uh, oh, ACAM 23 TV. Hello. Never heard or seen you before. You knew. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate you stopping by. All you good people, please hit the thumbs up button. Let me know that you like me just a little bit. I would greatly appreciate it. Oh yeah, so your mama was a boss in the kitchen. Yeah, my mom was too. My mom, she used to garden too. And she said, "Well, if you're gonna eat, you're gonna go out there and pick them greens." I don't have a problem going out. Well, Heidi said, "We didn't pick greens, you crop. You crop the outside leaves of each plant. You crop greens, and you had a mess of greens. You didn't have a bunch of greens." I don't know if that's just southern talk or what, but if someone said go out there and get me some greens, you'd be looking at them and they say, "Give you a mess of greens or a crop of greens," you know what they was talking about. You said slap your mama's good, but it's a bit salty to me. Okay. I try to stay away from salt. Yeah, they had me swelling up looking like a Macy's Day balloon. Mm-mm. That's why I got Crocs, because when my feet and ankles swell up, I can't get in my good shoes and I'm not stretching them out of shape. So my mom didn't like us in the kitchen when she was cooking. Yeah, I didn't like you in the kitchen either. And there was a rule in my house. Hey, Cassandra, South Fulton Garden. Hello, dear. Glad you made it. That if the kitchen was dirty, mm-mm, no, if the kitchen was dirty, there was no cooking. Mm-mm. That kitchen had to be spotless. I don't think I know how to cook small. I don't either. I'm still been alone for a long time, and I'm still cook like I got 90 people coming over. I call people and say, "Come by and get you a plate." I got some friends up the street. I said, "Bring your bowl down." I made a big pot of spaghetti. And see, I was used to cooking for my son and all his friends, and they used to have those big pots that was like 18, 20 quarts. I was making stews and chilies and spaghettis. Oh, there she go, my girl, Jess Dorsha. What's up, sweetie? Just stopping through. I'm glad you stopped and said hello. I appreciate that. Yeah, always awesome, Angela. Hey, hon. Glad to see you. Glad you was able to make it. Yeah. Well, you know what? I grew up around my grandmother, so I used to hang in the kitchen because I got a chance to taste everything she was cooking. Back in the day, we didn't have all that stuff on the shelves and stores and stuff. You cooked a lot from scratch. You made up your own stuff and cooked from scratch. So she would make homemade biscuits and homemade apple butter, and everything was just homemade, and it was just good. While everybody else was out in the street playing, I was in the kitchen getting around. Yeah, that's pretty much happy life. Why I like to cook now, because I always like new creations. I used to make a pot roast that would make you slap your mama. You stick your fork, you could stick a butter knife in it, it would fall apart. Cut up your carrots and your celery and your. I can't eat a pot roast unless it has onions, carrots, celery, bell peppers in it, and garlic. If those aren't in that pot roast, I can't eat it because to me, the combination of the flavors was just phenomenal, you know. And it kind of just make you almost have a tear roll down your face because when you take a bite, you close your eyes and you be like, oh my God, this is so good. And with grandma's homemade biscuits, sop that juice up. Oh my goodness. And see, back in the day, that's when they didn't use all this uh, turkey and stuff. They had salt pork and, you know, ham shanks and all that good stuff. And they would cook it and say the bacon grease from that bacon that was this thick with the rind on it that would be so crispy. It's like eating crackling or skins. Yeah. Yeah. My grandmother would run you out the kitchen. I got to picture my grandmother where she's standing like this. She had a big old pot. She was making some dumplings and she was tasting it. And I took the picture. She got so mad at me, but I still got that picture. Oh, yeah. My mom was a great cook. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Africa. Yeah, it was a tear. Oh, my goodness. It was just how they say food for the soul. That's the way it was. Yeah, sop that up, sop that juice up. Yeah, buddy. Sifting some soil and more. Hello, dear. Glad you made it. Glad to see you. Yeah, it's nothing like old school. These kids out here today, they don't know what real food tastes like unless they had that kind of heritage, so to speak. And a lot of these mamas out here don't cook, don't know how to cook, and the stuff they do cook, I wouldn't want to eat it. You know, Mm-mm. It be like you say, it'll be so full of salt, and it'll either be too mushy. They just don't know how to cook. These young girls do not know. They know how to keep them weaves and wigs and nails and false eyelashes. I was looking on Facebook the other day, and they had this guy that was on there that had two rakes, and he had them on the tip like this. Like if a good stiff breeze was to come by, you would be in flight. Oh, I laughed so hard. I said, but that's so true. Y'all don't need that many eyelashes. A lot of these women out here don't know what real beauty means. Okay. A lot of them have natural beauty. And somebody told them at one point in their lives that if they had a little of this, a little bit that, they would look better. Or they put it on and they thought it was fine. I mean, I've seen some women where I could just take my finger, do like this, and I can get enough makeup off to put it on somebody else. You know, mm-mm. Yeah, and yeah, they don't want to teach. They don't want you to teach them how to do it right. And I actually asked, "Who told you you was cute?" Cause no, babe, mm-mm. Your skin is beautiful. You got natural features. All you need is a little lipstick, because that's all I got on. Well, I did draw my eyebrows in. They've been gone for a while. But other than that, just be yourself, you know. I've got more compliments of men walking up to me looking like a dirt bum, working in my garden saying, "You're absolutely beautiful," than if I got gussied up and walked out and they looked at you like, okay, I didn't understand that. Men like natural. And these young girls still don't get it. Like I have naturally long nails. They I cut them down. I had a gentleman tell me once, he says, "I'm impressed." And you know what I told him? I'm impressed that you know the difference. you know, but yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of there's a lot of beautiful women out here that just don't know they're beautiful, but if they just take all that gook off their face and cut them eyelashes down and quit looking like Elsie the cow. Oh my goodness. Oh, I know there's some girls that won't leave the house unless they're made up. They won't even leave out of their bedroom until they made up. I'm like, made up for what? It ain't trick or treat. You know, a good moisturizer, a little lip balm, a little hit behind the ear, and keep it moving. Really? Mm-mm. Be natural. You know, just like we try to eat natural, organic, you know. And I'm trying to figure out, where did the word organic come from? For the simple fact, all pretty much vegetation is organic until they start hitting it with DDT and Seven and all this other stuff, you know. Yeah, and a lot of them mess up their looks with all that makeup and stuff, and mess up their skin too, because if they don't have the right regime and how to cleanse the skin and how to let it breathe, yeah, then they I got all this breakout and pimples and acne and all these black spots and stuff where they've been digging in their face, or what they call it, bumping, busting pimples or whatever in their face, and then they try to put all this makeup on top of it to cover it up, and they just don't want to learn. And when you try to tell them or help them out, they just like, "What you know about that?" And I'm looking at them saying to myself, "I look better than you." You know, I ain't say it out loud, but yeah. No, half of them can't open up their eyes. If you notice with them girls with the eyelashes on, their heads is tilted back because the eyelashes is so heavy. They trying to see who you are. You know, like, okay, yeah, yeah. Men like natural. They do. One day I was on the bus and all those men heard me talking to a lady sitting next to me. I said, "I'm a plain Jane." Next thing I know, they all started clapping. Hey, good taste. Broke farmer, my son. Babe, if you came in the last minute, Mama would forgive you. I'm glad you made it. We're talking a little about this, that, and the other. Yeah, bro. Glad you made it, sweetheart. Yeah. Would you say I'm killing you? No, but it's the truth. Tell me if I'm lying or not. Okay, y'all. Am I telling the truth or what? Haven't you seen either? I can't tell you the occasion I was at, but the young ladies that was there, half the people that was there was doing this. Their clothes was so tight, boobs was pushed up to their neck, their chin. Some of the skirts was so short you could see their zip code. Okay. Uh-uh. Yeah. It was not appropriate. It was not appropriate. That was not the place to be dressed like that. And to be truthful, they shouldn't go anywhere dressed like that. See, they get mad at you if you call them a street walker, or, and I'm gonna be nice about a garden hoe, okay? But that's exactly what they look like. Pimps and players. Juicy with Jay, you would be so proud. My sugar cane, I got it in pot because it snows here, and I will have to bring it in probably by the end next month. But it's still alive. I didn't kill it. And my pomegranates, the groundhogs ate both of them. Broke my heart because they was growing so nice. I mean, I babied them suckers, and they was growing real nice. Yeah, they wear their clothes too small. Now, my mom said they not the clothes are too small. They just trying to put too much in them. Yeah, there's a lot of men out here like natural beauty. They like to be able to see the real you, not the you know. hmm Yeah, and I know some curvy plus size women that's the bomb. You know. Oh yeah, when they came out with spandex, that was not made for big people. I don't know why they thought it was made for them, but it showed every river, curve, crack, crevice, everything they had. Stuff I really didn't know that they had, didn't want to know they had it, and they need to hide it. Okay, Marie, if you got to go water your garden, do what you got to do, babe. Take care of your business. Okay? Do what you got to do. Do you, boo? Yeah, if your plants is hungry and they thirsty, go out there and give them something. Yeah. Um, I was out there looking at my garden today, and I got two volunteer, what they call them, Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. I'm finna yank them suckers out. They like sprawled everywhere. I don't care how much I trim them up. Your bad boys is taking over. They got to go. They taking up too much space, and I've had my fill of cherry tomatoes. I'm giving them away. I froze quite a bit of them, but the rest of them got to go. Would you say happy life? I was nervous for you when you were filming the deer. Yeah, did y'all see my deer video? OMG. Okay. When I left out of here, I had my Bible meeting. It was over. I changed my clothes. I said it's gonna get warm in a minute. Let me go over here and water my garden right quick. So I cross over, and just as I turn the corner, I'm looking at the deer parked in the back of the yard. So the neighbor who's right next to my garden, she said, "Oh, you missed the buck." And I'm saying, "I missed the buck. So who is those two in the back?" She said, Must have been daddy. He just left." She said he was huge. Now, the two that was in the back, they were no slouch. Junior, one had to be at least 150, the other one about 300. These was no small babies, okay? They weren't grown, but they weren't small either. And they had the, for the ones who watch, y'all saw the antlers, okay? And so, like I said, I walked up on them slowly. And someone was said, be careful. I forgot who it was. If there's a fawn around, they might charge you. Well, I had a fawn that was born there last year in the garden. So they must have went back and told their friends, like, oh, it's cool over there, you know. You can go over there and sit. But they were sitting because they had ate half the garden, okay? I had gotten some squash out the night before and some other things, which I'm glad because I went back, all the other squash I had that was coming out, they ate my gourds, they ate my squash. I was really mad. They ate off the tops off my cucumber vines, they ate off the tops of my cantaloupe vines, and they ate my okra. Oh, you talking about hurt? My okra had actually started to flower. They don't know how long I've been waiting on this okra. I planted 5 okra plants. Only one survived. And one had a flower on it. And I was like, oh, they didn't get this one. I went that morning. That evening I came back, it was gone. I was like, oh, snap. Y'all just rude for no reason. I was like, y'all past disrespectful. Okay. Y'all just straight up hood rats. I mean, they just came and just wiped my garden out. I said, that's why they was sitting back there. They was full. That's why they was sitting back there. And then they got up and took their time walking up out of there like, we'll be back. We just waiting on you to go. Mm. Yeah, they wasn't scared of me at all. They was like, yeah, all right. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they took their time. Yeah, I wish I had a bow and arrow. I need a BB gun between them and the groundhog. Oh, and later on that day, I didn't have my phone on me. My nephews had moved my sweet potato plant, and I came out, and the groundhog was sitting there getting ready to eat on some leaves. Oh, and he looked at me like, okay, you going back in the house or what? Because I'm finna eat these. And I'm looking at him, I was like, go. And he looked up at me like, I ain't ate yet. I ain't going nowhere. And I was like, gangster groundhogs and mobster deer. I'm just like, wow, this is serious. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, they had a buffet, Jeff, juicing with Jay. Yeah, they did. And if you saw towards the end where the one walked into the neighbor's next door, he was standing in front of the garage. You could actually, I got a real nice view of how big he was. So, they wasn't joking. Like I said, I had squash out there like this. And if you saw at the end, they left the seed on top of one of the leaves. So they ate it right there and spit out the seeds. And so, like you said, I'm gonna take that seed, just stick it in the ground, and I'm not planting it for them for next year. Okay, all right. But yeah, they were past disrespectful. And I mean, they took their time strolling up out of there, like they wasn't threatened. So someone told me get one of them little horns that like they have at the football games with the. I was like, no, I'm gonna do like I saw that one lady. She had a pan and a wooden spoon, and she was banging on a pot. Like, let's go, let's go. I don't want them to come back. So as I was telling Tina uh, yesterday, no, the day before, I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought me a case of Irish Spring, and I came back and I was dumping Irish Spring. I dumped the box too. The box still had the fragrance. I was dumping the soap and the box. I'm trying not to get part two. That one okra plant. I'm getting ready to guard that like it's a national treasury. Maybe I can get one okra out of there. Yeah, I saw some venison too, but I didn't have any weaponry. So yeah, I got gangster groundhogs because they stand up and look at me like they used to wait till I went in the house and come out and eat. I was working in the yard and I saw something moving in the back of the yard and I kept looking. I was like, what is that? And he stood up. I was like, oh, you used to wait till I went in the house. Now you watching what I'm doing so that you can come and eat up or dig up whatever it is I'm planting. So I was like, they not even scared anymore. So I wish I had a few natural predators around here. They got rid of all of them because we used to have coyotes. When we had the coyotes around here, we didn't have all these problems. They got rid of the coyotes and they don't have any natural predators around here. And they bold as grits. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I know where to find them at. There's a park. My street don't go all the way through. My street ends at the stop sign. There's a park at the end of my street. I know where they're at. They left the park and came to eat in my yard. Like I said in the video, I don't come down to the park eating your greens and your grass, but you in my yard. I was here first, going back down the street. So yeah. Yeah, and you know what? We used to have hunting season in this area. We have a large, no, huge population of deer in the park. And they used to let um hunters come here in the fall and thin out the population. And then PETA and some other folks started raising sand and stopped. And then the population started growing. We don't have any construction around here, so there's nothing running them out of their natural habitat. It's just that there's nothing to shrink the numbers, which means the bigger the population there is, the more they need to eat. So they venture out of the park into the neighborhood and they sack people's garbage cans and yards. They're eating up people's flowers and roses and all this other stuff. because they're looking for other sources of food. So I already know what is going on. It's just that I wish it wasn't going on in my yard, you know. And so now I'm getting ready to get defensive. I had a friend bought me a huge roll of metal wiring to go along with my chicken wire, and it's war. You know, it's gonna be I'm gonna have some serious cages to show y'all next year that I'm gonna build this winter. All right, because we ain't going through this next year. Like I said, T Nog said, what would you plant next year that you didn't have this year? Everything the groundhog and the deer ate. Okay. All right. So I might get one okra. So they ate my broccoli, they ate my cauliflower, they ate my Brussels sprouts, they ate my okra, they trimmed everything else. They ate a lot of my squash. Only thing they couldn't get to was the apples because it was so much Irish Spring I got hanging from the actual tree. They didn't want to go near it. Now, normally last year, that was the first thing they ate was all my apples and left everything else alone. Now it's just the opposite, you know. And I'm like, really? Wow, that's all right. It's getting ready to get ugly. Yeah. Uh, so when is hunting season? Well, it starts in October. The Irish Spring do work. I put it like this: it works for me. I've heard other folks in other chats saying it didn't work for them. So I don't know if it depends on the age of the deer. Well, the old ones don't care, but the new ones, the younger ones, don't like the smell. But so far, so good. I'm serious. They did not eat not one apple off my apple tree. And I put bird netting over my peaches. And if you saw my peach videos, that was on point. They broke a few branches trying to pull that netting off, but they couldn't get it off. So I was able to have my peaches from my Red Haven and my Contender, and I've been eating and sharing my apples from my Honeycrisp for the last 3, 4 days. So uh, it has some validity to it for me. I don't know if it'll work for you, but you can give it a crack, and then in a later chat, you can let me know if it worked for you. Yeah, I've had venison and wild boar. I used to have a friend and used to come up GT's way in Alaska and hunt up there. So yeah. Yeah, they disrespectful. Irish Spring work. Okay, works for you. Sure. Okay, work for me. Lisa's journey. Good evening. Would you say my strawberry plants are gone because I left them out of my cage? I planted a ton of mint. Yeah. In my beds, um, if you notice, none of my veggies had any insect marks of any kind. I planted some chives, and the chives like that bed so well, they're kind of taking over. And I got to dig it up. And then in the other bed is some oregano, and it's taking over, and I need to dig it up. So I'm going to dig it up and put them in pots and leave the pots around the perimeter of my garden bed so I can free up some more space in my garden beds to plant other stuff there, but also help to keep the insects at bay. I normally have marigolds all over the place. And this is the first year I didn't have marigolds. But then I remember seeing them come up, and the deer ate those. They didn't get a chance to bloom, they ate them right down to the ground. So, yeah, I mean, this is the first time in maybe 50 years I never had marigolds. So that kind of tripped me out. But I had so many chives and garlic I got planted around the perimeter till that they worked just as well as if I had my marigolds there. But what I like about the marigolds, I would take the spent ones and hold on to them and just sprinkle them out the next year. Or sometimes I would just sprinkle them right back into the soil, and they would automatically start popping up, the following year. But that didn't happen. And it just so happened, it was funny. I actually found my stash of marigolds the other day. So they will be back out there next year. That, and I seen how Broke fell in love with zinnias. Yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch of those out there too. Let's see. When I put down Irish Spring, it works too. Yes, yeah. I'm a believer, and I'm gonna keep. Every time I go to the Dollar Tree, I always pick up a couple of packs. Yeah. If I had a peach tree and they ate it, I lose my mind. Oh yeah. Yeah. My peaches was on point. Yeah, they were pretty. They were so good. And I mean, I was eating them. Every time I bit into it, the juice was just literally dripping off my face and dripping off the peach. I said, that's a peach. And it was so sweet. Yeah. Well, yeah. Cassandra, I did too. I had them everywhere. And then they started eating them up. So hands in the dirt. All right. What's up, Stacy? All righty. Glad you could make it. Yeah, we was talking about everything, a little this, that, and the other. Yeah. So that anybody got a good cabbage soup recipe? I've tasted some and I haven't been able to duplicate it. But does anyone have a cabbage soup recipe? You know, I know there's a lot of cooks in the chat. Some of you are seasoned, some of you are fairly new, and some of you like to cook. So I'm quite sure you have your own recipes, whether they've been handed down by your grandparents or your great aunt or a girlfriend that you know that really can burn, that she has a good recipe for this, that, and the other. So I want to hear boiled cabbage or fried, either, either. You know, I tried cabbage in a regular frying pan. I don't know what you would call that. And then I tried it cooking it in a mm, cast iron. Cast iron win every time. So you do 50-50 cabbage and split pea soup. It's delicious. Mm, okay. That's something new I can try come winter time. Because I'll be looking for recipes like that. Because when it get cold and snow here, you know, you want that comfort food. You know, I made me a big old pan of hot water cornbread, slice up some onions. Oh my goodness. I'll be comatose. I'll be already on the sofa. All I gotta do is lay down and go to sleep. Fried cabbage sounds good. Yeah. Yep. Cook it down. You make a good veggie soup with cabbage in it. Yeah, I've tried that too. Tomatoes, but it's in a beef broth. Okay. I think I use chicken. I don't think I use beef. I use chicken. Yeah. Yeah. I think we all have at least one recipe, whether male or female, that we can really just throw down on. And when you put it together, you get mad when you eat it up so fast because it's so good. Where you just keep going back and getting some more, keep going back and getting some more. Yeah. Say you only 2 hours from me in Pittsburgh, and yes, we are almost headed for cold. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm looking for recipes that'll help me get through the winter. Cause I do make some mean soups um in the winter time to chill on, make some cornbread. And I might even throw a salad on the side, for some extra nutrients. I think sometimes I eat healthier in the winter than I do the summer because you add so many of the combination of vegetables together that has um, large amounts of vitamin C and K and all that other stuff. Whereas you pick and choose what you want to nibble on in the summer. And like, I'm a salad fanatic. I eat salads every other day, sometimes every day. Cabbage, greens, and potatoes with smoked turkey meat. Oh, now you're talking. I know my mom used to throw cabbage in with her greens every now and then, and she throw okra in her greens too. I like that too. I'm a country kid. Whatever you fix and set in front of me, I was gonna eat it. I like to eat. And back then they made everything from scratch, so it didn't have all that preservatives and sodium in it, other than when grandma throw a big chunk of salt pork in it. But then she didn't, you know. She cooked it down so your food wasn't salty, but it was flavorful. Because I fell in love with ham hocks. I used to love cooking with ham hocks. Oh my goodness. And then my male friends, I don't eat pork. You almost didn't eat here. Okay, but yeah. But I changed that up and started cooking a lot of stuff with turkey. I like smoked turkey. Uh, and I wasn't using turkey butts, so for all you ones who got them hangups about turkey butts. Yep, it's time to get your stuff together for the winter for your soups and stuff, and freeze something to have all winter long. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What you laughing at, Juicy with Jay? Wow, it's getting cold there, and it's 101 here in Cali. Ooh, yeah, okay. Well, you can always send me a box of sunshine and some heat. I take it. I even do. Oh, y'all, do y'all remember? I don't know how old some of y'all are, but do y'all remember the COD packages you used to get? I like turkey and chicken, but I do too, Mike. Yeah, I just don't tell folks I cooked it in there because it was good for flavor. Yep, no box food. She said that ain't real food. It's not. Because, like they said, if you sit down and read the percentage of this, that, and the other, and you be like, half the words you can't even pronounce. Like, what is this? Yeah, I made a cabbage soup, but I really don't have a recipe written down. I just cut my cabbage up and add bell peppers, garlic, broth. Oh, okay. I guess that's supposed to be bouillon. You got bunion. I was like, no, I'm not eating that if it got bunions in it, Stacy. And ground beef, turkey or venison, seasoned to salt, seasoned to taste. Yeah, you putting bunion. I heard people saying they put their toes up in there, but I don't think I want bunions. Okay. British people call it the Parson's nose. Ew, that's not appetizing. That's nasty. Somebody, that's like saying booger elegante. I don't know. Yes, yes, cash on delivery. Yeah, that sounds good. Hands in the dirt. No, not if it got bunions in it. Y'all know between y'all know when you typing that autocorrect drives me friggin' crazy. I know what I type, but when you hit that button send, it'll change the word and it'll come out, which means it will have an entirely different meaning. And you'd be like, no, and you have to edit it. But it's just like, that's not what I type. Why do autocorrect always change your words? It just makes me mad. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, Booger Elegante. Ugh. Well, it's no worse than Stacy's bunions. Oh, it gives a whole new meaning to putting your toes up. Oh, all right, y'all. I didn't talk up to him. I done got thirsty. So, in my famous glass, I have orange juice with a splash of Grey Goose. Ooh, this is so good. Excuse me, I need another sip of this. Oh, oh, yeah, Maria Guava. I ain't kidding y'all. Y'all need to taste this. Oh, this is better than beyond my dreams. Okay. Oh, this makes you just want to turn the glass up and just guzzle it. No. Oh, hello. I'm gonna put this down because we still got a little while to go yet. I told you it's orange juice with a splash of Grey Goose. Let me put that down. I'll wait till I get off to enjoy the rest of that. uh, you know how sometimes you can make the same thing over and over again and it tastes different, but it's that one time that you fix it just right and you can never fix it like that again. Well, that one is one of them instances. I haven't had it taste like that in a while, and it's the bomb. So I'm gonna wait till I get off from talking with y'all so I can really enjoy this. Odom's Homestead. Hello, how are you? Glad you made it. Oh yeah, yeah. That used to be mine a long time ago. Grey Goose and cranberry juice, and I got cranberry juice, but um, that orange juice has a little pulp. I like a little pulp. I like a little and a lot of pulp in my orange juice. Back in the day, we used to have the juice guy that came by. Dang, had the name of it on the tip of my tongue, but they used to deliver juice in your milk chute on the side of the house. You got your milk in the milk chute, and you could put your money in there for the insurance man, because you know the insurance man back in the day used to come to the house and do the policy and pick up your money then, and they ain't worry about robbing them. And my grandmother used to play the numbers, and she had this old fashioned radio in the corner, and she had a glass dish in her doily. You know, back in the day, doilies was the big thing. And she put her numbers in that glass dish, and the number man would come in the house. She didn't lock your doors, you know. You come in the front door, write her numbers, take a ticket off, put it in the dish, come sit in the kitchen with us and grab a piece of bacon or a cup of coffee. You know, we had the hardcore coffee where you had the little glass top on it and you could watch it percolate up in there. That coffee was so strong it grow hair on your chest. But I guarantee you, when you drank that, you didn't go to sleep. You was up. Yeah. So what you say, mama? I wouldn't do that. Oh, I'm a lady. I wouldn't do that. I would definitely be off camera. All right. uh yeah, yeah. Mike, that coffee was thick, but it was good though. I guarantee you. It was like diddy. Oh, okay. Oh, tell him I ain't there. I say my mom said she ain't home. Yeah, yeah. We did that. Kids back then in the day, we really didn't know how to lie. Okay, and we would tell it every single time. Um, I came from the era that you had what do they call it? Oh man, party line, where you could pick up the phone and hear somebody else's conversation, and you would be listening until somebody said, "Somebody else on the phone, girl. I call and talk to you later." But you know, I already heard all the dirt from the neighborhood, and you would wait till they hang up, and then you would hang up. But yeah, everybody knew everybody's business. All you had to do is ease, put your finger on the receiving, ease the phone up, and hear party line. That's before everybody got private lines. Ah. Oh yeah, Avon lady. Yep, they used to have that commercial. Avon calling. Insurance man, yeah, number man. I used to wait till the number man ate and I would leave out the door with him. He always slipped me $5 and I thought I was rich. Yep. I had $5 and that $5 went a long way. Oh, yeah, Lisa, you remember the party line? Yes, indeed. You knew everybody. You wanted to hear. Certain women would call the same time every day, so you could really catch up like one end of the street down to the other end of the street. You knew who was pregnant, and they sent them down south to have the baby because they didn't want to be embarrassed. Found out whose husband was sleeping with a neighbor's wife, who's the neighborhood drunk. Oh, you found out all the news. Oh, you didn't need a newspaper. You didn't even need a radio. You just, before we had a TV, we used to sit in front of the radio and listen to a show called The Shadow Knows. Yeah, that was fun. And those Southern, I guess, I guess, well, they were traditions that when somebody died, they would bring the casket to the house, and the dead body would be in the living room. The folks would come by and bring food and chit chat and what have you, and then later on, after a while, the funeral home come back and pick up the body and take it back to the funeral home. So I was never scared of death. We used to go in and, as kids, you touch a dead body and run out the room. Oh, he was cold. That was it. And yeah, they quit doing that, but I was exposed to all that kind of stuff. And so a lot of stuff that people go through nowadays, I just look at them and shake their head. And people just don't know how to deal with a lot of trauma in their lives and deaths of loved ones. And they don't teach their kids. And it's sad to say and sad to see, you know, how the generations have changed from one generation to another. Yeah, back then, yeah, we were innocent and couldn't lie right. Yeah. See, I came from an era where children were seen and not heard. Grown-ups went in the room, you better disappear. The only time you better show up is when they call you or when the street lights came on. Well, mom said they rolled a casket into a bedroom. No, they didn't go that far, but it was in the living room. And you come in and they didn't even have an attendant then. They just bring it in and tell you what time they be back to pick up the body. So speak when you've been spoke. Yeah. But you know what? One thing I didn't have to say was yes, sir, no, ma'am. But you had to say auntie this and aunt that and uncle this and uncle that. You didn't call them by their first names unless you put uncle or aunt in front of it. And like they tell you, it was funny. I was in school once and I got sick, and they wanted to call my mom. And they said, "What's your mom's name?" I said, "Mom." And they was like, "No, what's her name?" I was like, "Mom." And I started crying. They was like, "You don't know your mother's name?" No. She said we better never call her by her name. That's mom. You know. Finally they called my grandmother and my mom came up there, but it was crazy. But yeah, it was different times, different generation. You get a little brown paper bag about that big, go to the candy store with 10 cents. Man, you come back with enough. I call that candy crack because that was real candy back then. I tell you, would be jumping off the ceiling behind that candy. That was real candy, not all that artificial crap they got out here now. Yeah, we had to say yes, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, to my parents and all elders. Nah, we didn't have to go that far, but we did say had to call Aunt Evelyn, Uncle Richard. TLC in the garden. Hey, babe, glad to see you made it. Yeah, yeah, and that was the truth. What's your mom's name, Mom? I didn't know my mom's first name because my dad, all her name was Alberta, and he always called her Bert. So I didn't know which one was hers, but I that was mom. Okay, Mike, go ahead and water your garden. Have a good one. Hope to see you next Thursday. Same bat station, same bat time. Okay, but yeah, so you didn't address your parents by their first name. Most kids I know didn't know their mama's and father's first name, and a lot of times it was nicknames they was calling them by. Granddaddy was Doc, DOC, and grandma was Doll, DOLL. You know, it took me a long time to figure out my mom and my grandmother had the same first name. That was just being respectful. And he said, yeah, he had a candy store where candy was a penny. That's right. Gone was 2 cents. And that was the best candy. Oh my God. A lot of people didn't like Good and Plenty. I love licorice. I love black licorice, pink licorice. Same way with jelly beans. Any flavor they come in, I can eat it. I love licorice. And then you had the black cow. Then you used to take it, stretch it all the way out there. Then you had them jawbreakers, and they named them right. You could suck on a jawbreaker for a week. You better not try to crack one of them things with your teeth. You wouldn't have a tooth in your mouth. Um, what else we like? The cherries, Boston baked beans, Oh, the pixie sticks where you could just bite out, tear off the end, and just all that raw Kool-Aid. Oh my goodness. Oh, your tongue would be all different kinds of colors. Then you had the little uh, wax candy, looked like soda pop, where you bite the top off and drink the liquid out of there. Oh, and don't forget the necklace. Oh man, the beaded necklace where you sit there and suck on it and snap it. Be all sticky, the flies and the bees be chasing you. Oh, yeah, that's when penny candy was a penny, and it was good candy. You said I didn't know my granny's first name. Hello, granny. That's her name. Exactly. It was just respectful. You didn't do that. Yeah, real candy sweeteners with cane, right? A whole cane to chew. Oh, did y'all ever take a peppermint stick and stick it inside a lemon and suck it? Oh, we knew what simplicity was. These kids nowadays, they don't have a clue on what real candy tastes like, with playing outside all day, playing hide and go seek, playing tag, playing four corners on the driveway, hopscotch, taking a piece of chalk, just drawing on the side. Double Dutch. Oh my goodness. These kids ain't got a clue what real life is about. It's sad. Yeah, pretty much from that era, no one really knew their parents' first names or anybody else's. Yeah, that candy would break every tooth in your mouth. You try chunking on that thing. Yeah, you got that right. Oh, squirrel nuts. Oh, I love those. Oh, and what was that other candy I used to love? Oh, almond joys. A lot of people don't like coconut, but see, I came from a large family, so I'm the oldest. So when the rest of the kids go to bed, that was the treat for me and my mom. She would hide our almond joy, and I would get one piece, and she would get the other. I thought that was the sweetest memory of my mom. Yeah, squirrels. Yeah, and Butterfingers and all them other ones. We put ours inside a pickle. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, them dill pickles back in the day. Them dill pickles was this big around. Oh man, you talking about? Oh yeah, them dill pickles was the bomb. I could eat them all day too. Right, all sticky with nets and flies flying around. Oh, if you didn't have to take a bath or nothing else, you had to scrub your neck. Jacks. Oh, let me tell you about Jacks, Mama. We used to get a piece of linoleum from the basement, and we would put it out on the driveway so you wouldn't scrape up your knuckles and play jacks. And I was good with these long fingers, girl. I was tearing them up with jacks. I could tear up some jacks. When I was in the house, I actually played jacks with my mom. We would play it on top of the kitchen table because she said she wasn't getting on the floor. So, but I beat my mom too. Oh, and marbles. Oh yeah, Aggie. Oh please. Yeah, I wasn't too bad at marbles either. Tag you with. Oh man, I could run. I actually found an old box of jacks that I had for my granddaughter. Me and my granddaughter used to get on the floor and play jack. She's wait a minute. This is September. November should be 32. Yeah, she ain't a baby no more. Yep, those pickles were kept in those huge mason jars. And yeah, and my grandmother used to keep them big old mason jars. And she would pour rice and stuff in them and make her own canister. Oh yeah, remember back in the day, them old tin canisters that had coffee and sugar and you had one for tea. A lot of those canister sets you see, they don't have one for tea. They do have one for coffee and sugar and flour, but very seldom you see one that has one for tea. And you used to keep our tea bags in it too. And the tea bag then was stronger as well. It was good for you. And them old remedies, oh, that was the nastiest things that you could ever take, but they did the job. Castor oil, Father John, 3 6s. Oh, them things that make me want to puke now just thinking about it. But I wasn't sick after 2 days, and I didn't get sick again afterwards. So it's something to be said about the old remedies and old school compared to what we got out here now. The stuff you take now, if the medication don't kill you, the side effects will. Yeah. I was a Jack's Queen back in the 70s and I love playing marbles. Oh, yeah. You crack somebody in the head with one of them mason jars, I guarantee you they wasn't getting up no time soon. They don't make stuff like they don't make anything like they used to. What are you talking about? They don't make them like that anymore. They don't make anything like they used to. I just got rid of a refrigerator less than 10 years ago that I had for 40 years. Okay. No, it wasn't a refrigerator, it was the stove. The mechanism at the bottom, the heating coil. They don't even make them anymore. Okay. So I had to get a new stove, whether I wanted to or not. It took 4 guys to take the stove out. It was just that heavy. Then I had to get another refrigerator because they said it was no longer energy efficient. And and the refrigerator and the stove was matching. And I'm gonna let y'all know so y'all can laugh. It was avocado green refrigerator and matching stove. I didn't like the harvest yellow. I never got rid of it because, like the man said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It worked. That stove got me through winter storms in Ohio when the electricity went out. That's why I will never live somewhere that's all electric, including the stove. I turned that stove on, put pots of water on top. The steam kept the house warm. I always had hot water. I could cook. I could do everything I needed. And I could stay in my house. You know, a lot of people had to leave their houses when the electricity went out. They had electric stove because they had no form of heat. And like the old school, I pulled out the what they call it, coolers out of the basement and filled them up with snow and ice. I didn't worry about stuff thawing out. I didn't worry about losing my food. Old school has something to say. I like that peppermint honey with liquid. Okay, I'm missing something. Oh yeah, cod liver oil. Oh my God. Oh, my grandmother used to give us a teaspoon of castor oil and she would cut a lemon in half. And as soon as she took it, she said, squeeze it. Boy, I'll try to stick that whole lemon down my throat. Yeah, they were nasty, but they did work. They did work. Those stoves he thought, yes, they did. That's what I said. I never worried about being cold. You could cook. Like I said, you could boil water. The steam kept the house warm and kept moisture in the air. Yeah. I don't know how much longer this stove and refrigerator gonna last, and it's fairly new. But I know the old stuff works. Like your old TVs. People just started throwing the TVs out because they wanted bigger ones. The old ones still work. You just need 20 people to just take it out the house. Yeah, putting snow in the cooler and putting everything from the fridge in there. Uh, I put my eggs in there once and they froze my eggs. And I was like, no, leave the eggs in the refrigerator. Don't put them in the cooler. My milk froze. Everything was freezing. Yeah, you didn't lose nothing. And just like I hear about people prepping now, like I said, I'm over 70 and I've gone through many blackouts, brownouts with electricity in the summertime when the grids were overloaded, uh, snowstorms in the wintertime, broken pipes, the whole 9 yards, and I have survived. So a lot of these people today will not even survive a third of what I've been through. You know, old school has its merits. It really do. It really do. They don't make appliances like they don't make anything like they used to. My washer is almost 30 years old and works great. Yeah. Liquid peppermint honey. Oh, for colds. Okay. They had an old remedy grandma had where she scooped out an onion and poured sugar in it. And then she poured a little brandy or something in there. And that was your cold cough medicine. And I guarantee you, when you took that, it broke up all that phlegm in your throat and neck, and you be coughing all that stuff. That's before Vicks came out. They had their own rub. What was it? Was it some kind of grease? I don't know what kind of grease where it came from, but it was a kind of grease or lard that they used to rub on you that supposedly had the same effect as Vicks Vapor Rub before the menthol came out. It worked. When I caught the mumps, Granny did the rabbit ears with the rag, tied it up with the sardines on your jaws and stuff. It smelled and looked horrible, but it worked. Chicken pox. What was that? Cameline, chamomile. What was it? Mm. Y'all know the lotion I'm talking about. But anyway, no, ma'am, no onions for me. Hey, whatever it, what old folks call hot toddy, they work. Yeah, we were buried. Yeah, if the snow was deep enough on the back porch, I didn't put it in the cooler. I stuck it in there. Yeah, Mama. My son is 52, and the oldest granddaughter is the one that's getting married next year. That's the one that's turning 32 in November. My dad gave us this homemade cold remedy, a fourth shot. I oh, Canadian Club. Yeah, I knew about that. Teaspoon of honey, little sugar, a half a teaspoon of butter mix, and eat. It will help the throat. Butter? Okay. Well, I can understand the butter. It helps slide down. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. I still can't pronounce it. I have a hard time with that word. I do not know why. Certain words I've always had problems with younger. Now the words I have problems with, I can say if someone else say it first and I hear it, then for some reason it connects and then I can say it. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. Is that calamine? I think that's the right way of saying it. Because I couldn't say feminine for a long time. And I had a problem saying masculine. It was just certain words that just did not work with my lips. My tongue and lips just was not coordinated. Aluminum. I still have problems saying aluminum foil. I know a lot of people had a lot, but I used to have a cousin that stuttered. Well, he still stutters, but we used to make fun of him all the time. And one day I made him real mad. I used to tease him just to make him stutter. You know, kids can be cruel. And he, I forgot what I did to him, but he was like saying, forget you. And my aunt slapped him in the back of the head because she thought he was going to say something. I used to get him in more trouble because I would make him mad and he would stutter even more. And he was just like, oh, I love him. I love him dearly, though. But I used to just to irritate him, just to make him stutter. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all, but I got to take a sip. You know what? People, we've been having a good time. I've been on here an hour, 38 minutes. Okay. uh, Good night, Hands in the Dirt. Thank you for coming. I appreciate all you good people showing up tonight. Y'all really making me feel welcome in the community. And I love checking out your channels as well. Everybody keep up the good work. Enjoy your gardens. Like Miss Linda say, drop them seeds, okay? Keep it moving. Show us your harvest. Show us your videos. Show how we support one another. And please smash that like button and show me that you love me just a little bit. Also, please subscribe to my channel. Thumbs up. Y'all have a good evening. Oh, yeah. Oh, my nails are good. Yeah. I had to change the color. You know, they were white before. And who was that? Ann Dale said She like them. So I take time and do my nails. Actually, I let my license lapse, but I'm actually was a cosmetologist instructor. Okay, and I also used to instruct candidates for state board. So I do what I like. I do my own hair. I can even cut my own hair with a mirror, you know, give myself facials, do my nails and all that stuff, you know. And every now and then I used to help out my relatives, like my grandfather when he got too sick to shave himself. I used to shave him, you know. So yeah, I still do little odds and ends. I haven't cut stuff loose yet. So everybody have a good weekend. If it's hot where you live, stay hydrated. If it's raining where you at, stay dry and be careful. Love you all. Hope to see all of y'all next Thursday at 7 o'clock. And as I always say, y'all come back now. You hear?